One of the fun monetary benefits of the Civil War was the ingenuity of the American business people, the men and women that ran their businesses when they had no copper, no silver, and no gold, because both of the respective war efforts were using it to supply the war. So what did those individuals do? They made what they call cent tokens to make commerce work in their respective communities. They're called Civil War tokens, and they were prevalent. But the number one collectible inside of all the different designs is the standard reverse that many of them used, which is called Army-Navy. And it wasn't because of the Army-Navy football game. That was decades later. It was just Army-Navy, kind of a support for. Now, you're seeing here where the first design kind of looked like Lady Liberty. Some of them have George Washington's bust on it. Others are the actual store from the actual community that made the token. But they all use a very similar reverse, which is the Army-Navy. So it's kind of like a club where they all made them a certain way. Now, these are authentic 1860s Civil War tokens. They are a variety of designs on the front. Like in this one, the Federal Union, where this one, it's Lady Liberty, like we saw in our own coinage. This one was dated 1863. So they're just a great part of Americana. Now, finding coppers from the Civil War era is almost impossible. And that's because most of them were destroyed. Finding tokens, just as difficult, because what happened after the war was over? You think the U.S. government liked these coins being out there? Of course not. They hate it when we have great ideas to keep things going. They're going to squash it down, get rid of them, and then go back into making, well, the small cent, which was the coin of the realm at that time, the Indian head penny. So surviving, difficult. So finding a Civil War token, always a fun thing. Great part of our history. But now finding that theme, which is the Army-Navy theme, is something special. Again, every one of them, the reverse will be Army-Navy, the obverse will be multiples. I had the handful just before we came on live this evening, and I had examples of what you're seeing on your screen, and probably 3 or 4 others. Washington had to other specific stores. It's just a great piece. My competition, yeah, they're out there. The lowest we found was $49.95. That was for a Civil War token. It wasn't for an Army-Navy Civil War token. Those are always the premium pieces. So tonight, while they last, it's part of this beautiful segment known as the Sprint. And we're having a lot of fun with it over the last few weeks because we can finally talk about things like this. We just try to accumulate over the years and still only get 25 or 30 pieces. Join me.